I had some cast iron legs that I wanted to use for a console table. The legs are from a Garvin Machine Company screw machine lathe from the early 1890s or 1900s. I started by stripping 100 years of paint off the legs using paint stripper, and I just painted it on liberally, waited a few minutes, and then went over it with a steel bristle brush to remove the paint. I did this a few times to go through all the layers of paint and get down to the bare metal. I then sprayed the legs with a military green colored paint made specifically for metal, and after a few coats I sprayed with a clear lacquer. While the legs dried, I started on the tabletop. I had some leftover rough cut 2x6 Western red cedar laying around from a previous project, so I cut the 12-foot board into 4 pieces of 3 feet each. I used my 6-inch jointer to flatten one face of each board first, then flattened one edge to a 90-degree angle to the jointed face. Using the planer, I planed the second face of each board and got the thickness down to 1 3/4 of an inch thick. And for the remaining rough edge, I used a table saw to square it up. Sawdust break. I used the drill press to drill 4 holes into each board for the 5/8-inch dowels I was going to use, then glued and clamped everything in place. My dowel holes weren't exactly centered properly, so I went over the tabletop with my belt sander to knock off any of the high spots. Then switched to the random orbiting sander with 120 grit paper to smooth off the rest. I wanted a light colored piece, so I used a few coats of amber shellac to finish up the tabletop. I used some 600 grit sandpaper in between coats to get it extra smooth. Then applied a second coat. To attach the tabletop to the legs, I used wood screws to secure it from the bottom. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel.